Welcome, one and all, to episode two of Webs We Weave, the cyberpunk setting game using the Bleach D20 system. Link should be below. We return once again to our group: Noctis, Rainier, Eek, and Virgil. They have once again returned to the Orange Takers gang out in the warehouse districts in order to procure a job that they were hired by Ashton, the Orange Takers leader. It was to deliver a unspecified package with himself in tow to the Brass Angels turf. The group has encountered several things in their short time, including but not limited to void bringers transforming, uh, void watchers disposing of void bringers, the cruelty of the all-powerful company's law enforcement putting down insurrections and insurgents, most of the time with lethal force, as well as the propaganda of the city itself. The possibility to journey beyond the cast dome that sits above the city, holding up the middle class, into deep space. They have also encountered the various lights and sounds of the city itself.
Oh God, we're dying!
Pretty much that, all the time. They've also, on their way to returning to Ashton, have encountered a roadblock being set up by some of the MPs. So we will see what happens of that. We rejoin our group as everyone but Eek and Rainier have entered into the Orange Takers' hideout and have been led up to Ashton, who once again sits in his throne made of scrap metal and spot welded together. Ah, you have returned. I take it you're going to take the job?
Yeah. The rest of the group is outside waiting. Figured we'd save you the turmoil of EAC.
I appreciate it. He's not been the same since. What's the problem?
I do have one question. And it involves weaponry. You happen to have any? I'm talking of the bladed kind, roughly longsword in length.
Well,
could be used one-handed or two-handed. You know, that fun stuff.
Well. Let us.
And are you willing to loan it out?
You sound needy. Sound very needy. That's always good. Though humble is much better.
Look, I'll punch things all day. But I like a sword too.
Well, I'm sure we could get you something along those lines if you really wanted to.
Only if you can spare it. I'm sure I can jack it off some corpse later.
He kind of motions for one of the tenants in the small cordoned off section of the building to come over. Go get something out of storage for him. Don't matter. Just something. He nods and quickly hurries out. Shouldn't be too long. Now, were there any questions about tonight? Yeah, remember you are outside with Rainier.
Yes. I would like to say that I am currently reading...
Alright, so you, through your book, are getting a pretty much first-hand reading of what I am saying, verbatim.
I am not saying it aloud as of the moment.
Alright. So, Rainier, since Eek is reading it, I assume your attention eventually does drift to it?
I mean, yeah, I'm just going to...
Make a spot check for me.
It's just gonna be like, oh god, the crazy man approaches. We must kill him.
The end is nigh.
Yeah, I rolled a 2, so that's like a
All right.
4.
So a 4.
No, 4.
Believe it or not, yes, you actually make the DC, as I only really needed just the rough number where you would be paying attention to. But as you kind of quickly glance over and look at Iak as he's sitting there on the ground kind of reading through it, you see words are actually forming on the page as he's reading through it. Like it's a blank page on one side, and he's reading down on the left side. Words are appearing as he's reading. Eventually it makes it to the right side and starts continuing.
As soon as I see like the words forming on the page, I just kind of mutter to myself, yeah, I ain't dealing with that magic shit. Last time I heard about that, some dude got turned into a frog. I ain't dealing with that shit.
I mean, alright. Cutting back.
That's a good way to go crazy. And seeing Eok, I'm gonna take my chance to say I'm gonna go crazy if I keep looking at that book.
Maybe. So, returning back to our group inside the warehouse, the tenant has returned, carrying what would best be described as a meat cleaver. It's about as long as somebody's arm, maybe a little bit longer, up into the mid of the upper arm. It's coated in blood, and the handle looks like it's been patched together with duct tape and sticks. God knows how he got the sticks, but they're there.
That'll do.
Alright.
You're going to see Virgil get a little squeamish just on. That's probably cut somebody.
Somebody.
And it's probably going to cut a lot more tonight.
Just know, in taking the weapon, you will be called upon when I need it.
Wait, is this yours? I don't want to take it if it's like your personal weapon. I mean,
No,
come on.
no, it's not
I'm
my
not that
personal
savage.
weapon. It's not my personal weapon, no. But think of it as a loan, and I'm going to collect my interest on it eventually.
You can have it back whenever we're done with this escort.
I will still collect collect
I'm sure you will.
on my debts. So you might as well just keep it. But do know I will be calling.
So, where is the package we're taking?
Glad we finally got around to that part. He kind of stands up from the throne. Again, you see him standing that good 7 foot tall. He starts making his way towards you guys as he pushes past out the makeshift curtain exit that he has.
Towering above my character.
Towering above both of you. As he steps out into the hallway, and I use that term loosely as most of this building is patched together with various sheets of metal and stuff. It looks very much like a shanty town in here. He goes from the opposite direction you had came, leading you deeper into the facility itself. Into a room that's actually concreted in, as this must have been one of the original rooms of the building. Do you follow him?
If he
Yeah.
allows, yes.
Alright. So you guys step into the room. Make me spot checks.
I'm oblivious.
I got a 23. Got that good old 19.
So, excuse me. You step into the room, and for Noctis, it's a rather dark room, and it takes your eyes a moment to adjust as Virgil sees this a little bit before you. apparently I'm really gassy right now. Sees this before you, but a large 15-foot box by 15 foot by at least 20 feet tall box sits in the center of this room. Ashton walks over to the crate and kind of puts his hand on it. This is what we will be delivering tonight.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure not to ask too many questions because, to be honest with you, I don't want to know. I don't need.
It's a good thing to have that kind of mindset with dealing with gangs. I'll give you that.
In terms of resistance for getting it from point A to point B, are we talking turf war or are we talking literally all out blood?
It could be any of it. Rival gang trying to stop us from making the run. Cops out on the streets. Many things. It's not exactly wholly legal.
I kind of figured that coming into this. Yeah. What are we transporting it with?
So, as you say that, he turns and looks at where you would assume is one of the walls, but as you go and look, you see this large, like half of a what looks to be half a crab almost in appearance. So 6 legs. You look on the other side of the wall, you see another 6 legs, and they're connected to a hydraulic system that seems to push them towards the center of the room. On those, they will process the weight of the container and deal with it properly.
Ashton, this thing is fucking huge. How do you expect us to get it there without pissing somebody off?
I didn't say we weren't going to piss people off. All I said was for you to help me get it there.
Just get it there. That's all we have to do. Get it there and we get paid.
Yes, and you're welcome to stay for the show.
Oh, sounds like this is sounding more and more like we're going to bomb something.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to turn to Noctis and look at him and just looking up to him just a little bit and going, it's better not to think about. No, just we're here to do a job and we're done. That's it.
As I told you before, if I was going to bomb something, I would use children. Not you and not myself, certainly.
Appreciate it.
Think nothing of it. So,
Anyway, enough of the questions. Let's go.
shall we? As he says that, the pistons push the legs into place, locking. You hear a as they lock in place. It starts. The hydraulics on the legs begin to stiffen as it tests out all of its joints, as it springs to life. Pardon the pun. And it seems to kind of adjust itself to where it's on all 6 legs properly, waiting to follow command to be given. A sliding steel door slides open, revealing the streets out back. And Ashton starts heading towards them. Shall we?
Out of character, we still have to push this shit onto that thing. Right?
No, it wrapped itself. The legs wrap themselves around the box, tightening into place.
Yeah, like Steven, do you think any of us can push that thing?
I mean, Ashton's a big guy.
I mean, yeah, but he has maybe a 22 in strength that has a high end carry capacity of 300 to 400 pounds.
Damn, that That man is 7 foot tall. I ain't gonna make a judgment call on what his strength is.
And built like a
We're
gorilla.
we're literally looking at Dwayne the Rock Johnson mixed with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, like how heavy do you think that storage crate is?
It's
easily
heavy
2
enough.
tons.
Easily 2 tons. If a guy can pick up 2 tons like it's nothing, I'm just gonna walk the other way because that's the kind of strength where you're just like, well, I'm just gonna leave now.
Well, keep in mind, in this setting, it wouldn't be completely impossible as the
I mean, yeah, but
augments do exist to do stuff like that.
we're also level 1. If we find someone that can lift 2 tons at level 1, that's kind of run.
So, when it's all getting set into place, Ted, I'm gonna scramble up on top of the box because an extra 100 pounds ain't gonna mean shit.
Oh, and it easily accounts for your weight as the box kind of dips like an inch to compensate for the new additional weight, but it doesn't seem phased at all.
But yeah, I'm just going to sit on the edge as it moves forward, keeping an eye out and basically being.
I'm gonna flank just to the right of Ashton.
Alright, so as you guys fall into place and clamber up behind, or on top of the box, you fall in behind Ashton. A few more of his men round out the back, and he kind of looks to Rainier, or not Rainier, but Noctis. Where are the other two at?
At the front door.
Ah. He sends one of his men to go and grab him. So as you two are sitting there, Eak's book filling out as Eak reads through it. A man in an orange jumpsuit runs up to you. He's kind of.
Upon,
Go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, upon reading that somebody is sent out to get them, Eak puts the book away.
All right. So the man in the orange jumpsuit, who's not exactly tall, not exactly short, but definitely fat, comes up to you. He kind of says, "It's time to go. We're out back. At least the rest of us are."
Alright.
And he quickly heads off back to regroup with the group.
I follow.
All right. So
Same.
you guys recollect yourself with the group and you set off down the back alleys. Give me. Let's go with 4 perception checks.
Okay.
I got a non-natural 20.
Hang on, I'm gonna write them down. So Star, you got a 20.
Non-natural, yes.
All right. Next,
Oh, I have other 3?
you have, yes, 3 more.
Okay. 7, 19, and
7, 19,
and 22.
22. Luke,
So 14, 1, 12, and a nat 20. The one, yeah. So just it balances each other out, I guess.
all right, Steven.
My first is,
Add an extra 5 for being on top of the box.
add an extra 5 for being on top.
Yeah.
Alright, so that'll be 12, 18, 23, and 20.
And 20 what?
The last 2 are both 23.
23. All right, Kyle.
I have a 12, 19, 22, and 8.
And 8. All right. So you guys set off on your escapade, and just to remind you where the brass Angels turf was, it was clear across District 72, which is again where we currently are residing in the setting. Yeah, it was 72, right? Yes, 72nd. So, you guys, for the most part, have a pretty quiet trek for the first leg of it. Star really is the only one that sees anything really interesting happen, but it's mostly just someone with a large set of, I don't want to say mandibles, that's not the right word, but a large pair of claws kind of toting what looks like bags full of strange objects. You can definitely tell these are biomechanical in nature, as they kind of pulsate and make whirling noises as you guys pass. You continue on the journey, and it isn't too long before Rainier has to dip off for a second for personal reasons. The group holds up for a second as he goes and takes care of himself. In that time, you go and do that. You come across a small circular object kind of tucked behind one of the garbage cans.
Oh, I'm sorry. This was me.
This is you.
Circular object. Is it like
It's about
metal?
baseball size.
Do I need to make a perception check, or
No, you see it. It's sitting right there.
is it technological?
Make a technology check.
I mean, that's average, I guess. 17?
You would assume this is technological in nature. I mean, it has the seams on it to be technological in nature. You don't hear it clicking or see it glowing or anything, so it's hard to really describe.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm like if I'm gonna pick this up, it's gonna be like, surprise! It's a landmine.
Make an intelligence check.
Critical.
It's not a landmine.
Okay.
Surprise explosion.
I guess I pick it up.
All right. So you pick it up and go ahead and add 1 silver orb to your inventory.
Ominous.
Fancy.
Okay, this would be really great if I had an inventory tab, but silver orb that isn't illegal or something that will kill me.
That's
It's
not a
totally
landmine.
drugs.
It's not a landmine. Silver orb.
That's not a landmine.
Gotta be specific about that.
So you regroup with the group, and they continue on.
Silver orb that is not a landmine.
That last part about it not being a landmine is very important.
It's the funniest.
Put it in all caps and bold.
It's in parentheses next to silver orb. It is
Not enough. That's not enough. It needs to be bold, underlined, italicized, and capitalized.
And in 36 times font.
Yes. It's got to be the most prominent thing about that item.
Okay, so adjusting the font size to a
40. Oh, God.
36, and it's on my character sheet.
Oh, wonderful. Very much indeed wonderful.
And proceeding on. Hopefully this doesn't destroy everything.
So, it's on the third bit of your journey that you guys are starting to come upon where you remember seeing the roadblock set up. Go ahead.
Well, I remember that when last session I was like, oh yeah, there's this area that we could use that's not currently in the roadblock that I could use for a time. Could I go up to Ashton and be like, yeah, if we don't want to go to this roadblock, there is a way over, etc., etc., etc.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh. I mean, I don't really
Diplomacy.
have persuasion.
Diplomacy.
I mean, I understand. Yeah, it's the same thing. 18.
18. So you stop him for a second. You're like, hey, if we don't cross this here, it's not going to take us much longer to go around it if we go this way. And as you tell him that, Ashton kind of seems a little bit more at ease for a second, as you see him kind of thumbing something in his pocket. I guess that makes it a little bit easier instead of having to go through them.
I mean, yeah. Like, it's gonna be investigated if we do. Less conspicuous that way.
Yeah, it's not a big deal if a few MPs go missing.
Yeah, but once a few go missing, then, well, that turns into a bigger problem.
No one comes down here to 72, you know that.
Yeah, I just don't want, a bunch of angry MPs if they do.
Fair. Alright, we'll do it your way. Lead on. So go ahead and make me a navigate check.
Okay, well... find navigation on my character sheet. Okay. Ooh, it's intelligence.
Each 47.
I'm looking at my character sheet.
Since I'm high up, can I eat another on that one?
Yeah, you can roll a spot check, and for every two that you roll, add one to his check.
I mean, I was also going to add an action dice to add a d6 to it. So I'll make my roll, and if Steven's going to aid me, then I'll add that to my roll. That is the thing you can do with action dice, by the way.
Get plus 10.
Plus 10. So 26.
Alright, so together with the rest of the group and kind of pointing out where they see guards using the third check that you guys made, you're able to circumvent the engrossed section of the town which the guards have commandeered. The MPs have commandeered. And only adding on an extra hour of travel time. In the long run, not too bad. So, you're on your last leg of the trek. And you guys are starting to kind of wear thin. The fumes of the city kind of getting to you. The various street crowds constantly in your way, but nothing too big. No big deal on that. And it's on this part of the trek. You're getting close to the Brass Angels turf, where Luke, you're the one that sees it. A figure kind of lurking in one of the alleyways, not too uncommon of a sight in 72, especially not with the amount of people that are constantly everywhere. But you can definitely tell he's watching you. You feel his eyes fall upon you. And as you're kind of looking over him, he quickly raises something to his mouth, speaks. You can assume speaks into it for a moment, and then lowers it as he quickly darts deeper into the alleyway, cutting out of sight.
I kind of walk up to Ashton and like, hey, we might be getting company fairly soon.
They always try to get us here. He kind of holds up his hand for the stop sign with his hand as he kind of raises his fist. 3, 2, 1. I need all 4 of you to make reflex saves.
The one thing I'm bad at. Yeah.
The one thing?
The one of the 3 things I'm bad at. And counting.
I got a 12.
I got an 18.
That's the one save I don't have favored. All right.
Steven, you said 12?
12.
So it's a non-natural 1.
All right.
Oh my god. Alright, so... Alright. What was yours, Kyle?
21.
21. So... Rainier is the only one that continues to walk forward, not having caught sight of the, the stop. The stop signal being thrown up.
Even though I throw it up, from my background, just, that sort of stuff.
So...
Lay it on me, Ted. Just put it out on the table. I got that. Miscellaneous -10 to my reflex. Let's go.
All right. So you keep blundering forward, not as you tell him that you feel like you're being watched, and as you step like maybe 4 or 5 feet from him, you look over just at a second. You look to your right, as you see a red glowing nova starting inside of a small shop that erupts out into the street. You're going to take 20 points of fire and force damage.
Okay. Question. So fire and force. Okay.
Well,
all right.
yeah, fire and force as shards of metal, fire, and pain come exploding out of the shop.
Well,
The rest of you take 10 points as you're scorched by the singes. And about 57 people just died.
All right. Well, that's not cool.
I mean, I just took 24 points of elemental
No,
damage.
20 points. 20. 2-0.
So I'm not below half health. I'm exactly at half health.
All right. So,
Am I allowed to start trying to treat injuries and do anything I possibly can to avoid all the HP drain ever for everybody?
we're taking this
Unfortunately,
off now, yeah?
unfortunately, treat injury is a skill that requires at least 10 minutes to perform.
Understood. Thank you.
Don't need to do treat injury now. We'll worry about that later. If someone gets a broken leg, just kick that shit and try not to, feel the pain. You gotta move forward. I got blasted with fire and brimstone, and I'm still cooking. So keep going.
All right, so you see Ashton kind of brush off his orange jumper as he kind of looks around. Bastards every time. Roll initiative, guys.
Another thing.
Oh dear.
But one.
I'm just gonna kind of shrug the sword or the meat cleaver, I should say.
The
just kind of off
non-clean,
the shoulder.
the non-cleaned bloody meat cleaver.
19.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well,
hey.
I wish I had this
Glad
modifier.
glad we're starting on the upside for this combat. Everything else is gonna be yeah.
I got about 17.
17. Luke
23.
and Kyle.
24 with a natural 20.
All right.
Nice. We're doing good.
Yeah, the rest of my rolls are gonna suck.
Well,
I'm just gonna say, don't jinx this shit.
Don't
right now.
you dare invoke it.
I'm about if
Never
you
fails.
you Kyle, you're trying to jinx this shit, and I just took 20 damage. Everyone else took 10. Like, don't be going saying that stuff.
Look, it never fails. This happens every time.
All right.
Stop.
So,
You're sounding like me,
initiative
and that's
count.
bad.
Kyle, that's a 24.
I've got no enemies in sight currently.
A thing just fired a giant blast of fire from a storefront.
I mean, I saw where the giant fire came from. I'm not that dumb. There's no enemies in front of me currently. So,
Put
I'm gonna...
in order. Yeah, there's no enemies currently in sight.
I'm gonna kind of move up in front of the group and try to put myself between the group and where that fire came from. And I'm just gonna, I guess, hold my action to attack something that comes in range. I don't know if that's a thing I can do in this edition or not.
Yeah,
You can hold
you
it.
can hold action.
Okay, cool.
But if something doesn't come in range, you waste your turn.
Well, I mean, I figure that much.
That's a rule that really hasn't changed from any editions, as far as I know.
Continue.
So Kyle's taken his action, held his action. Luke, you're up next with a 23.
Okay.
What a great starting turn.
So, can I make like a spot check? I know the giant fireball, the fire blast just hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I like try to see some enemies in range or like in the vicinity? Because, you know, I'm not a ranged character. I take my fists and I punch things. So so spot check. That's a 15.
15 with using your action to make a spot check. You start looking around for any sign of hostilities, and kind of flanking the alleys around this building, that as the blast seemed to have been more directionally aimed outwards than it was the sides, you do see about 2 individuals.
So I kind of like make a, hey, there, two over to the like left. What's it left?
From you, it's right.
Yeah, 2 to the right. And I have my movement action, right?
Yes, you still have a movement left.
Okay. I'm assuming
with your movement, it looks like you can get into close range with them, but you won't be able to get into engaged with them.
Okay. So I'm gonna want to get stuff activated, but I need to make that check roll. So I guess what I'm going to do is, can I take the dodge action, or is that for with my movement action?
You have used your action already.
My action? Okay.
You have used your action. You still have a movement, a swift, a immediate, I believe.
Okay. The thing that I want to do is another action. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start moving towards them. Hopefully I'm not trying to like, yeah, I'm just gonna start moving towards them.
All right. Yeah,
they fucking shot fire and brimstone at me. I'm gonna fucking deck them in the schnoz.
All right, so Luke, you moved to close with the enemy. You moved into close range with these ones. Just a reminder, you have your standard, your movement, and you can perform one or more free actions or one swift action, and
right,
yeah, those ones. And not in actions don't take any actions.
Right. So basically I'm done. I'm not going to use my swift action unless there's like this thing's going to try to hit me. Maybe do something, maybe not. I don't know.
All right. So, as you move towards one of the enemies, trying to get into close range or get into engaged with them, everyone needs to make a spot check.
Do I get it with anything because I'm closer?
Yes. Go ahead and make it with a +5.
Thank you.
Unnatural 20.
Wow, okay. That's a 13.
Better than me. I got a 12.
I mean, I had mine with a +5.
And Kyle?
14.
14. So, all of you turn your heads and look into the blown out shop, where you see this form kind of not sitting, not standing, but in a crouch, and you see him rise to his full height. It's hard to gauge exactly how tall he is. He might be around 6 foot. It's kind of hard to tell with all the blasted out rubble in the way and the smoke pouring out of this building. He emerges from the rubble, brandishing what looks to be a large tube in one hand, kind of slung over his shoulder. His clothing betrays him as a gang member of some kind. Cigar kind of clenched between teeth as he kind of gives off this low chuckle behind it. Got lucky this time.
No.
As he levels the tube towards Ashton. Very lucky this time. You see him crack it open. A small shell kind of flies out as he sticks another one in, closing it up. And that's his turn.
Okay.
Star, you're up.
Take out the dude with the rocket launcher. Got it.
I'm gonna have fun with this. Alright. First, I decide to turn into EX/monster mode!
Would you like me to describe it, or would you like to?
I am too excited, so you do the honors, please.
So, I need everyone to make perception or spot checks one more time. This one is a little less hard. It's going to be a DC 10.
18.
I beat the DC 10.
13.
Alright, so everyone beats it. As you see EX form kind of hunch over for a second. He kind of falls to his knees, planting his hands firmly on the ground. His body starts to contort and misshapen as his limbs begin to grow longer and longer. His neck cranes from his body. His face begins to enlong and project itself out from what was his skull, revealing this horrible deer-like mask as it kind of spills over his face, turning into the white form you've seen other Voidbringers carrying. His head sprouts extra hands from it, each one grasping at the air, trying to find purchase on something, a writhing mass constantly in motion. His body takes on this dark, unnatural fur that seems to kind of move and ripple with every step it takes. And it finds the rest of its purchase. A strange deer-like creature standing where Eok once was.
Ted, would you like me to post the picture into chat?
For our non-audio listeners, yes, you can post it for them. For everyone else, I will see what I can do about getting you a reference to what this looks like.
I swear, if I take another one of them bazooka shots, I'm dead.
Okay, so that was my full action. Now, quick question. Does trample count as my move action, or does it count as my my standard?
It counts as an action to do.
Understood. And how far away is the dude with the rocket launcher?
From your group, he is roughly at the point of close range.
I mean, I moved 30 feet. I
Understood.
wasn't engaged with him, so he has at least further than 30 feet.
Next movement, he gets into engaged with you.
Right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Alright, so...
Then I don't think I can do anything else, so I pass my...
Steven, you're up.
First and foremost, you're going to have Virgil kind of going, what the fuck? As he looks over to Eok, who literally turned into one of the monsters that tried to eat him not too long ago. It's great.
Pretty close.
Stealing himself because, monster, rocket launcher, associates basically dying around
Fiery
him.
death.
Yeah, he's going to go shield up, jump, or basically push himself off of the, actually no, he's gonna stay on the box. And, I'm going to go ahead and use Hinawa on the rocket launcher guy.
Alright. Which spell is that?
Bakudo 4.
There we go. So, to go to the book, I didn't think I'd have to open this, I don't know why. So, for those of you who are not familiar, our Stephen has just cast Hinawa. Oh fuck, I just had it in my head. Hinawa, or Crawling Rope. It's a reflex save, negates. No spell resistance is applicable. It is out to medium, so he is within range. And the duration is 10 minutes per caster level. A stream of golden ropes extends from the caster's fingers and surrounds the victim, preventing them from moving or acting. The target may make a reflex save to avoid the rope. If they fail, the victim is stunned for a number of rounds equal to the spellcaster's caster level. If they pass the reflex save, they are instead entangled. Escaping from the ropes is a standard action that requires either a strength check or an escape artist test. The rope is both flammable, though this does not destroy it, and conducts electricity. Alright, so let's see if he gets away from it.
The DC will be, give me 1 second while I give you that information. It'll be 17 plus 4, so 21.
Oh, he makes it by 1.
That's unfortunate.
He makes it by 1.
He is still entangled, though.
Entangled.
Alright, so you cast your spell at him, but he doesn't seem to be coiled with it. So that is unfortunate. As you cast the spell and he kind of moves out of the way just enough, he raises his hand and clenches it, his free hand, and clenches it, and a swarm of roughly 3 individuals, he doesn't seem to be coming with too many, come out from the alleyways around him. Around him. 2 of them make it into engaged with Rainier.
Alright, let's go. Dude fucking shot me with a rocket launcher. I'm gonna fucking shoot my fist down his throat.
Well, they're minions, so we'll see.
I mean...
Clarification, though, Ted.
Yes.
Even though he passed the reflex, he's still entangled.
Yeah, they're kind of resting around his feet.
So
Okay.
how many attacks am I taking, Ted? 2?
Make 2 defenses.
Okay, first one's 15. And the second one is a non-natural 1.
Alright, so second one will hit. First one was a 13, you said?
15.
15? Yeah, no, that doesn't make it.
Okay.
So, you will be taking... Now, only 8 points of damage.
So I take nothing.
Yep, as you see this gentleman kind of take a baseball bat, bean you in the side of the head. Do you react to it?
Yeah, can I roll a bluff check?
Yes, go ahead.
My favorite part. I'm not even good at bluff, so it's only gotta make them angrier. It's fantastic. So that's an 11. Like, oh, dang it!
He kind of looks you over for a second. He just shakes his head. Clearly, he knows he has to try harder the next time. So the last one makes his way out from the alleyway and gets into engaged with Kyle. Make a defense.
Oh, rip. Alright. And here's where it goes downhill. 6.
So, yeah, he hits.
I mean, look at it this way, Kyle. It wasn't a non-natural 1. I've rolled 2 of those tonight. So
Still funny as hell.
there's going to be a time I hit a negative, Ted, and you're just
Lay
like...
it on me.
So, you're going to get hit for 9 points of damage as he brings a what would best be described as a baton. Not exactly MP standards, but more ramshackled together. It kind of brings it into your gut and it kind of checks you just a little bit.
DR and DM is applicable to that one.
Yeah, it's just bludgeoning damage.
Just making sure. Bueno. Alright, well, that triggers my held action to go off, does it not?
Yes, it does. Your held action does go off.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna attempt to hit him with this sword of mine.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
That's a natural 20.
Go ahead and roll damage.
I don't know what this does.
It's gonna be a normal D6
Oh, okay.
for
It's literally-
damage.
It's just me punching with my fist. Okay, cool.
Most base weapons have a D6. It's not exactly a longsword or anything.
Aw. That's depressing. Well, that's a whopping 6 points of damage. What a critical hit. I rolled a 1 on the dice.
That would do it, yeah. It is a ×3 weapon, though. So.
Oh! That would have been a 9.
So, you kind of reel from that blow to the gut and kind of cough a little bit. You look at him, and he shits himself for a second as the sheer terror of what he just did dawns on him. You raise your blade above your head, still clutching your stomach, and just bring it down on him. It slides through his upper half, all the way down to his lower half. He stands there for a second before falling to the sides, cleanly cut in half. A lot better of a cut than you would think this blade should be able to do.
Alright. Well. Poor dude. Alright. Next.
So that's one off the enemies. Ashton kind of finishes cleaning himself off, pulls up, reaches into his pocket, and kind of sneers every time as he pulls out what appears to be a small pistol. He aims it at the stranger and fires. Oh, it's gonna hurt.
Critical?
Yeah. Well,
Dope.
not exactly. But it's gonna hurt him. Let me get the damage. It's in the, Webs We Weave book. I need to go down to Pash that to that. Alright, deals 2d6. Whew, 20 damage. So let's see, damage taken 20. As he levels the pistol at him, it seems to unravel a little bit as it seems to get larger. Few of the end kind of begins to jut out. He pulls the trigger. There's a loud bang as you see the firing mechanism pull back, the blowback causing the gun to reel up as it slides back, pushing it down again. The bullet flies into this man's shoulder, and you see him falter for a second, still entangled. it goes through his shoulder. Very easily, almost like butter. And then there's a small explosion inside as it completely separates his empty hand from his body as it falls lifeless to the ground. As he does, Ashton raises his other hand, flags his own men to start storming the rest of these guys, and they take out a couple of the ones that you guys didn't see walk out from the shadows, resulting in a good eight dead amongst them and the others. Top of the round. Kyle, you're up.
All
I think
right.
you skipped me.
So,
No, you
No?
did. You transformed.
Yeah, and then didn't Kyle... Oh, because he held his action.
Yeah,
Okay.
held action.
yup. And I'm going to see Rainier a little outnumbered up there.
It's Rainer still.
Well,
It's Rainer.
Rainer, whatever.
Rainier Wolfcastle.
I'm going to make my way up to him
All right.
and swing at one of his friends.
All right. One of the enemies makes their defense.
Sad. That's sad and depressing. That's an 8.
Beats theirs.
Oh! I rolled a 2! Alright. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's 6 points of damage.
All right. So that one still stays up.
Well, hey, I'll take it. Any damage is damage at this point. Alright, well. Melee character does what a melee character can do. And that's my turn.
All right, Luke, you're up. The one
Okay,
that just
so-
took a good blow from this cleaver looks to be severely injured.
Okay, I have a question.
I have an answer.
So the dude actually, the dude who has the bazooka already has loaded the bazooka, right?
He's got a shot charged in the chamber. He's gotten his arm literally torn off by a gun of some kind. You're still not able to make out what it is.
That's gonna be
I'm
fire from one arm.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I want to make sure, like, okay, yeah. Unless he's, I don't know, 7 feet tall, has, etc. I do not think he can fire a bazooka in one hand.
It'd be more of a grenade launcher, but yeah.
I mean, it still did 20 damage, Ted. Like, it still did 20 damage, Ted. I'm still gonna think of it as, like, a rocket launcher. Regardless. So, I see, Noctis. I see Noctis going up and start swinging his sword. I'm assuming he's attacking the one that didn't hit me with the baseball bat, right?
Yeah, the one who hit you with the baseball bat is still uninjured.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to him and swing at him.
All right, roll the hit.
That's a critical.
Yeah, that hits.
So that's a 28. So because I don't have my stuff activated, I'm only doing 2d8 damage plus my strength modifier. So wow, that's depressing. That's really depressing. That's only 8 damage. So I just check him in the stomach.
He doesn't look that good, as you see a little bit of blood kind of out of his mouth as you check him pretty deep into his stomach.
And I mean, I got one attack a turn. I don't really have that many other actions to do, so I'm going to hope that the dude with the bazooka doesn't just, like, you know,
Obliterate us?
I'll snack bar us all in the pile here. So, and I'm gonna end my turn.
All right.
A lot of things are going on in this fight. You know, I probably, like, barely saw the transformation. There's a gun going off. There's some there's yellow ropes. Like, a lot's going on.
Let's see. No, he's gonna stay and fight. Oh no!
Oh,
Dice,
dear.
why are you making all these bad decisions tonight? Oh! Okay. So that happens. Let's see.
I feel like I'm gonna have to make a
Yeah.
reflex roll.
No, not you. Noctis and you are fine. As you see him level this grenade launcher, pull the trigger. His arm doesn't even move.
Ugh.
The round flies past you guys as it's headed
Uh-oh.
straight towards the box.
No! I'm on the box.
It's going
That's bad.
It's going to splash against the box, taking damage, or it's going to make Ashton, Steven, and Star. All three of you need to make reflex saves.
Okay.
Which I believe, Steven, isn't your shield up?
My shield is up.
So you will be mitigating some of it.
Got a 21.
16.
Alright,
I knew I should have just taken those attacks opportunity to rush the dude with the bazooka.
So,
I mean, he's made this personal now. I'm gonna have fun.
that's only 19 points of fire damage and force damage as the explosion rocks the area.
Only Ted.
Only.
Who saved and who?
Both of you did save, so yeah, you take half of that.
Cool. So basically, the shield manifests in a blink of time, and the damage basically gets redirected.
It's still kind of nerve-wracking having that happen right below you, so you get shaken just a bit.
Oh yeah, I'm scared shitless. I saw a grenade fly at my face.
Although it doesn't seem like he was aiming at you. I'll give you that.
So just double checking. Iak and Ashton both got splash damage.
What was your saves?
My save was 21.
Yes, you're taking half of what I said.
Okay,
Half a
thank you
19,
very much.
so-
I got a little confused with the shield.
That has nothing to do with you.
Good to hear.
So you're taking like 9 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wrote it down on my sheet. I'm good.
Same with Ashton.
How's Ashton looking, by the way?
Let's see. Let me double check, because I know he hasn't hit his total hit points. I need a calculator real quick, because I'm fucking dumb as shit. He's bloodied. He looks like he's seen better days. His orange jumpsuit is splattered with soot, ash, and a little bit of blood.
Mm.
And you see the see this enemy beginning to make a move to close the distance between your group, as he makes it into engaged with Iak, Ashton, and yourself, Steven.
I'm assuming he doesn't trigger attack opportunity to any of the two of us.
No, you're too far from him. So, Star, it is your turn.
Okay, 2 questions. First off, does it look like Rocket Launcher Dude has other things that could potentially
Make a spot check.
Is this going to eat up my action?
It would.
Okay, I'm not doing that.
All right.
Then I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. Oh, actually, second question for regeneration purposes. That's every single round, or is it every round when I'm in this?
So how
every round.
So regeneration
Thank you very
purposes are every round, but it's every round you get 1 health per every 3 levels. So
Yeah, no, I'm good.
keep that in mind. And also, if you take the damage that is your bad damage, you don't regain.
I can't regenerate that. No worries. The bad damage is other stuff.
And
In any
thank you
case-
for explaining that to our audience.
Oh, yes, appreciated, Luke.
I feel like this is being another one of those.
Oh my gosh.
Stop feeling
Just
self-conscious,
take the dang
Luke.
thank you.
So, regardless, Star, what are you doing?
Yes. I have regeneration, and how far away is Rocket Dude launcher?
He is engaged with you, so he is base to base with you and Ashton.
Okay, so I would use my movement action to run up to him, right?
No, you don't need to use your movement action. He's right there.
Oh, cool! Then I want to gore him with my antlers and hit him with my hands, all 4 of them.
All right, so you can make 4 attacks.
Wait, I thought I was able to make 1 attack per hand.
Yes,
then plus the ant-
you said 4 hands.
Yeah,
you not?
But then can I have the antlers too? I'm confused.
People of the internet, I am throwing my hands up in complete and utter.
Star, your
shock.
antlers aren't your antlers hands?
Yes, but I have 4 extra hands, as in 4 extra attacks. So wouldn't I have 5 total attacks
Okay,
and
Star.
not just...
To remind you of how this works, gore is an action that requires your action to activate. A full round attack action for you gives you an extra attack per extra limb you have.
Oh, okay. So I would only have 4. Thank you very much.
One or the other.
4 unarmed attacks! I'ma punch him into next week.
Then make 4 attack rolls.
17 plus 7, which is a 23? 24. 24.
That's a
Arg, I
success.
have to add things. I hate adding.
That's a success.
Then a 26.
Success.
Then a 19.
Success.
And then a 20.
All 4 of them are going to be successes.
And then d6 for each attack.
Yep.
Thank you very much. 5, 3, 6, and 3. So 3 plus 3, 12 plus 5 is 8, 17.
Is that with your modifiers added?
Just the flat d6. I'm sorry.
Add strength for each one of those hits. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Or 16, so 17 plus 16.
That's 33.
30. Thank you very much.
I'm assuming these are the extra limb attacks. I'm not going to go there. Just
Yes, they're extra limbs.
okay. I'm all right.
I have 4 extra arms.
So, taking all of your arms, you just waylay into him. These fists coming from your head strike through each one of them, dealing pretty substantial damage to his body, until the last one hits him square in the chest, to the point where he gets thrown. He gets knocked prone, just out of reach. He coughs. He quickly wipes it away with his good hand as he's lost hold of his grenade launcher. And through gritted teeth, his cigar now bitten clean in half. You hear him mutter something as he looks around, taking his last good hand, slams it on the ground. You see a manhole cover come flying up, spiraling in the air. This holds your attention long enough to where you don't see him, but you hear him kind of roll into it, followed by a sickening splash below as the lid lands back in place.
Eek just stomps the ground and just curses because he's ticked off that he didn't get to finish.
So,
Basically.
Steven, you're up. There's 2 enemies left on the battlefield.
Shield's down. It's going to recharge, so I get the full rank back. I'm going to go ahead and manifest my my attack on the one, basically. Which ones are damaged and which?
There's one fighting Rainier that looks like he's probably going to be going down with a slight breeze, and the one on Noctis looks worse for the wear. Not as in pain as the other one, but definitely as in pain.
Okay. I'll go ahead and manifest my my attack on the one on Noctis. Basically, just trying to pierce straight through and finish.
All right. Oh fuck! I don't even need to add that.
Give me 1 second. Uh, 28 in total, and it's a flat. What's it called, flat-footed, or it's a touch attack.
Yeah, it's a touch attack as you fire your projectile mass of energy straight towards him. It skewers right between his eyes, ripping the top of his head clean off. Not like ripping his head off, but the top part of the skull is completely gone. As his body drops to the ground, completely lifeless.
I'm just gonna call up. Got your back.
The last one with the pipe looks at his downed compatriot, his bisected compatriot. All the others completely overrun by the orange takers gang members that were with you. Weighs his options for a second, drops the pipe and raises his hands like, "Look, I give up! I give up!"
Just gonna hold the sword out to him and just kind of gesture to him to lower onto his knees. And then I'm just gonna look to Ashton.
Ashton.
That's what I said.
So
Ashton.
as you look to him, he's kind of dusting himself off, kind of cracking his neck, kind of rolling his shoulders, clearly trying to get all the kinks out from getting blasted in the face by the equivalent of a flaming grenade. And just kind of looks around. Oh shit! Every fucking time. Oh, he looks over, sees you kind of holding the one at knife point. He's just, I don't want him. Do with him what you want.
Looks like it's your lucky day. Leave your belongings, run. Don't come back. Tell any of the rest of your friends to stay off of us. Lest the same results happen to them.
He's trembling and he's nodding at the same time as he drops the pipe and kind of dishes out his pockets. You see a small little glass vial kind of drop to the ground. Not shatter, but soft enough to where you can recover it. And as he quickly gets to his feet and dashes off.
Gonna reach down and pick up the glass vial.
Alright, add 1 pink vial to your inventory.
Can I loot the body of that dude whose head just got bisected?
Vial's not spelled with a B, Ted. So, looking over this downed individual whose top of his head was blasted off by pure energy, you find a makeshift bludgeoning weapon.
Don't need it.
A small pink vial. And
Small.
what would best be described as a remote control?
Can I take a look at how bad the box is looking?
Yeah, give me an investigate check.
Thank you.
How about the one that I bisected?
Again,
Okay.
you find a pink vial on him and a makeshift bludgeoning weapon.
26, by the way.
26. So, though the box has taken some substantial damage, whatever it's made out of seems to have redirected most of the explosion up and away from itself. So it's
Basically,
not too
into me.
injured. Yeah, into you.
Gotcha.
It looks to be slightly scorched, although whatever's on the inside, you're not entirely sure about. The hydraulics and the legs are all in fine working condition, and it seems to be waiting for its master to give its next movement.
Are there any other bodies around here that we should be looking through?
I think honestly, we probably need to be moving.
There's
It literally.
Let's
8
let's
more.
get moving.
If there is actually, if no one picks it up, I'm gonna make sure to pick up that grenade launcher.
All right, so you've obtained 1 grenade launcher. No
You got
shells.
the remote, right?
Yeah, I got the remote as well.
Okay, cool.
So
I don't know what that does later.
I'm going to sit on the edge of the box, and basically the rope dissipates, by the way. And I'm going to basically call out to Rainer, Yak, even though I'm literally shuddering every time I look over there, and Noctis, that when you get a chance and you have some time, calm, chill out in front of the box so I can help you out.
Yeah, we probably should be moving fairly soon.
And I'm going to turn to Ashton and say, hey, you all look pretty rough. I'm willing to make y'all feel a little bit better if you're willing to pay.
Gonna make you feel real good.
Oh no.
He's not
Funny to
he's
be
not
on this
that-
side of it.
He's not that kind of.
Yeah, it's
Gang
not that
member.
kind of. It's not that kind of feel good, but you know, he'll at least fix up your wounds. He's a good kid. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Oh, I believe that. As he says this, you see his wounds beginning to close on their own. Problem is, as augmented as I am, it's really no big deal.
What about your men?
I don't care.
Fair enough.
One of them pipes up from the background. Oh, boss! Last week you said you cared. Shut up!
Shut up, meatbag.
That guy's got the right idea. As he
Then
points at
I'll-
Noctis.
I'll make the statement to each of his gang members individually. I'm willing to make what's called touch up your wounds if you're willing to pay me a price.
Roll me a diplomacy.
Yes. Once. $23.
So a few of them kind of talk amongst themselves, but yeah, you seem to have gained their attention as they start kind of filing in one by one to looking to get their treatment done.
Okay.
In the process, you're going to make roughly 4 credits.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
That's called extortion.
No, it's called running a business.
It's called living down here. You do what you can.
Capitalism.
I
Also, speaking of healing, Ted, how long until I fully regenerate?
Well, if it's one point every 6 seconds.
Okay, let me rephrase that. How long is this currently taking?
It's been about like 5 minutes.
Give or take.
I'm certain I am healed.
That's 50 rounds.
You heal 50 health.
Yeah, I definitely got healed. I'm fine.
So, for Raynor and Noctis, are they eventually going to make their way over to me, or?
I'm gonna let Rainier take first, though, because I saw him get kind of, exploderated earlier.
Like, all of this is happening as I'm sitting on the edge of the box and basically putting my hands down for the people who basically walk up.
It's a very much a come to Jesus moment.
Pretty much.
What can I say? Kids are Oracle.
Yeah, if he's gonna be charging, if he's gonna be charging me something to get healed every time, might have to find something else.
As far as I know, he's not charging us.
You guys, he's not charging any of us,
part.
actually.
He's charging everybody else.
I kind of go up and like, is this gonna cost me anything, kid?
We're
I see,
business associates. You helped me get jobs. Shut up and take the heal.
All right.
In roughly 6 seconds, 12, 18 seconds. So in less than a minute, you heal up 20 health.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when everyone finally gets their heals from you and everything, EX gonna come over and dip his head a little bit. He's staying like 6 feet away, by the way, and he says, "Thank you for the offer, but as you can see, I'm doing."
You're literally going to see him shudder as he basically scrambles back up over the box, just kind of looking up, going, yeah, all right. Can you...
EX steps back and wordlessly just like scoots back, basically. You ever see those dogs that scoot backwards? That.
Oh God, I knew I had a bad feeling about that guy.
Yeah, that kind of concerns me a little bit.
I kind of just walk and go, Yak, could you do everyone some favor? And
I'm trying, give me a second. And with that, you see him starting to shrink back down into here.
I'm gonna make my way up to our friend. I'm blanking on names now. Wow.
It's okay.
Ashton, Virgil, Raynor.
Virgil. Yeah. There it is. There it is. Thank
I'm going
you.
to crawl back to my sitting position. Within basically less than a minute, you heal up 20.
Dope.
So, for the record, Ted.
Yep.
Luke and Kyle are capped for today for the purposes of soul casting healing, and I'm at half of that.
All right.
Can I make a technology roll?
Sure. For what?
The remote, the ominously thing just described as a remote.
Sure.
Because I know what a grenade launcher does is you shoot a grenade out, big boom, and then you do 20 damage.
All right.
But I'm not good with range shot, but a grenade launcher I feel would be sold for more than just a couple credits.
I mean, I'm kind of okay with range shot.
Are you? I mean, last time it was used,
The shade.
The shade.
I mean,
I've
got a +5 to it.
Do you
I'm
have
favored
grenade?
in all attack skills.
So, fair.
No. I don't have proficiencies.
So then you'd be with a minus. How much is it without proficiency? Like -4?
-4.
Okay. So my technology roll is a 15.
15. So you're playing with it, and you identify this thing as a remote. Not that vague, but give me a second. I'm trying to coalesce the words I want to use here.
Like a remote detonator?
No,
Oh.
it's not a remote detonator. It doesn't have one button. It's one giant red button.
Look,
No.
man.
Make sure to put that in all caps.
Yeah, I was about to say. I already have the. It's not a landmine. It's not a detonator.
All right, I'm writing it down.
Totally not a land.
So, you're playing with it for a second, and as you tilt it in a certain direction, you see a small holographic projection pop up from it. It's displaying what would essentially be white static. It says object is in too tight of a space to activate. It is essentially a controller for something.
I think you just found your. Piece number 2.
There is you see a option kind of appear on the screen that says only one word: discharge.
I get this feeling. I'm gonna get off the box.
All right.
I'm just gonna look and like, hey, found this on. I'm gonna go to Ashmore. I found this on the one of the men.
Oh.
And I'm gonna move off there. Just make sure it doesn't, detonate or something.
All right.
So I just kind of move away and I discharge
You hit the option to discharge.
after I've moved away a bit.
All right. So
Did anybody make sure that the rocket launcher moved away?
And now the entire populace is dead because I planted this entire place with explosives, and you picked up one of the silver orbs.
so
That's an explosive.
Luke, take 26 points of damage, electricity damage. As in your pocket, you feel a static charge build for a second. You look down as you see the pocket just flashes bright blue as electricity begins to arc through your body as it convulses and tightens and releases as every one of your muscles gets electrically charged.
Is he convulsing on the ground like he just got tased super hard?
How's his
Can I
health
walk
looking?
over to help?
How's your health looking?
I'm at 14.
Yeah, you're on the ground convulsing right now.
Yeah, I'm
Can
gonna
I please
go over
walk
there.
over to help?
I'm gonna go over there, and
By the time you get there, you see the electricity kind of dissipating out of his body. His muscles stop spasming.
Yeah, come on, I'm gonna help him up to the best of my ability, and if he still can't walk on his own, I'm just gonna take him and I'm just gonna throw him over my shoulder, fireman carry style, until he's able to walk again.
It takes a moment for his cognitive higher level functions to return.
Bring him to me.
But yeah, he's not exactly in the best of conditions right now.
When we get about 10 minutes, I will try and help him as best as I can with Doctor.
Come on, bud.
And Yak is just kind of like hovering around because he doesn't know what to do to help you carry him or anything.
I'm still apparently not conscious, so
I'm going to hop down from the box.
Somebody
over
wanna... Hey, Ashton, can you give me a hand here? We gotta get him up on top of the box, or else he's gonna be dead weight at this point,
So
until he recovers.
Ashton, in agreeance, kind of grabs him by the scruff and picks him up and dumps him on top of the box.
Yeah.
I'm
That'll
going to
work.
crawl back onto the box and basically sit next.
Be easier for you up there, kid. Not gonna lie.
Okay. And as we get going again, I'm going to start muttering some stuff and basically helping Rainer out.
All right. So as you said about doing that, go ahead and do what you need to do as the group continues.
I am taking my position up next by the box.
Can you read DMs really quick here?
Yeah. We'll pop over to DM.
Well, I still have no. You know, maybe I can utilize this in another instance to make a power source. If this isn't just like a taser and Ted's being cheeky about it. Like, oh yeah, it's a remote. No worry. It's a taser. You just tase yourself, bro.
I don't think you understand what tased you.
I mean, it was in from my pocket, so I guess it wasn't the remote. So I guess it has to be the orb, because I don't really carry that much on me.
All right.
Yay!
So
Somebody give him a freaking medal.
you can go ahead and do that, Steven.
Okay, give me 1 second. I will. That's how.
Well.
All right. So Luke, you return to 22 health. You feel yourself kind of coming out of that stupor. And you find yourself laying on the top of this moving box as you feel undulating and crawling below you.
Ugh. Yeah.
I am currently sitting on the side of the box, just looking forward. What the fuck did you do?
Look, kid. I have no fucking idea. At least I didn't. I guess now it's apparently something I found on the street was something that the people over here were using.
My advice is just don't.
You know, kid, you're starting to get. You know, kid, I appreciate you putting me back into shape, but if things are the way they are, I mean, it's a power source. I pull out the orb.
So as you pull it out, the remote control that's kind of sitting next to you, with the screen still out, or screen still on, comes to life, and you see yourself in a small hologram projected image. As you see this small sphere turn into the equivalent of a small crab in your hand.
Oh.
6 legs
That's
descending
dope.
out of it. No pincers, but you see a couple, what would essentially be eye stalks, where you can guess the cameras are as you twist and rotate in your hand.
That's dope.
You can now change the silver orb to small mechanical assistant. Size tiny mechanical assistant.
It's another little Haru.
So not a landmine is actually a robot assistant.
Small taser bot.
The taser bot. Best description. Because it's got one nasty backup plan if somebody touches it that you don't want.
I mean, but it said it's an assistant.
Yes, it's
Yeah, it's an assistant with a taser.
to put it more bluntly. Make an intelligence check.
That's like the high important. Wow, I am having a trouble forming this sentence.
Well, hopefully it's important because I rolled a critical.
So, small assistant is not necessarily the best term. As much as you look it over, you're like, this is a piece of spy equipment. Not spy equipment, but a surveillance equipment. It's used for gathering information, and once the battery on it is charged through its own locomotion, it's able to deliver a fairly nasty electrical shock to somebody. That electrical shock is the equivalent of about, in game terms, 66.
Oh.
All delivered at once.
Oh, so I'm really gonna want to make a character sheet for my inventory then. So
That's a lot of wattage.
It takes about a day for it to charge that battery, though.
Oh,
well,
you have a once a day taser.
I got a robot companion.
Once a
Call
day
it
surveillance companion.
surveillance taser companion. That's
Hooray!
also a robot.
It's hooray! It's
and-
your new Takashi.
Look, we don't talk about
Okay.
We call him Citizen Snips.
Citizen Sneeps. Oh.
I call him Q.
I think I'll go with Snips.
I like the snips.
Ted was the only one that got my joke. Anyway,
I
continue.
got it.
I'm assuming it's gonna take me a while to figure out this information, so please proceed. I have derailed stuff.
It takes you pretty much until you guys arrive at the location to break it down and figure out all the components of it. But you do know how it works, how to navigate it with the small remote, as you do find the little joystick pops out as you hit a button on the side. But digressing from the small taser bot, you find yourselves arriving at a large, what would almost be described as ancient church. Like, it seems to be made out of stone, kind of held together by sheet metal, kind of here and there, patching it together. It's long since been abandoned, that's clear, as all the graffiti on the sides of it. The box itself, as well as your entire party, walk up to this small loading bay on the side of it. A large, burly man in a black suit kind of looks you over. Ashton approaches first, and they get a little bit outside of ear range as you see a small, like, purple light kind of flash over him, revealing these neon colors that you are just now seeing light up on Ashton's body. The man in the suit begins to walk towards the case, flashing the light. You see it light up the box with all this up to now unseen graffiti over the other orange takers, showing their own insignias. And then he stops as he flashes the light over you guys. He looks back to Ashton. He nods. He looks over you. Well, it's your lucky day. You get in. As he says this, the gate you guys are before slides up, revealing a large empty room as Ashton and the orange takers head in, the bot soon after following.
I guess we gotta keep going to get paid.
Yup.
So, you guys enter in. You enter into the facility, and Ashton kind of signifies for you guys to come down and join him.
I hop off the box. Less hopping and more of like pushing off.
All right. Well, you've done your jobs well. You managed to scare off the yellow jackal's leader. Sure, he's not dead, but damn if we didn't bring him close.
Is he gonna come for us?
50-50 shot. I'm sure he didn't make it too high on the shit list, as I literally took his arm off. But you never really know.
Okay. So what is this place, Ashton?
Well, this is the Brass Angel. This is neutral ground between all the gangs of 72, at least. the lower districts or the higher districts tend to not see eye to eye with us. But for 72, this is a safe haven for all the gangs to come, as well as people not affiliated with gangs to come and see the performances. He says this while giving these really large air quotes. You're welcome to stay and watch. I guarantee you it'll be interesting.
What kind of performances, as I mimic the air quotes, are we talking?
I'm gonna like lean over
And-
to.
What are the odds?
So as he kind of snickers a little bit at you mimicking him, he gestures to the box you guys have delivered. You see a pair of Jesus Christ, brain. You see a large pair of mechanical limbs removing the legs, putting the box to the ground. The box begins to unfold, revealing this creature in this green back to like tank filled with bubbles as it sits there suspended suspended in animation. Well, it's a pit fight. And
Quick question: does it look like a Voidbringer?
make a perception check.
Sure. 13.
It's built like one, but you don't see any signifiers that it is a Voidbringer.
Thank you.
Right? He kind of gestures. You can go upstairs. Take what seats were there? The B50, B5, and B. Just take my section. Someone upstairs will be able to point you to it.
Are we gonna get on anybody's shit list for sitting in your section?
Nope. Like I said, this is completely neutral territory. You might get some looks, because I don't usually have guests come, so the seats are always empty, but can't really say much about that.
It's appreciated.
Most of the people I ever bring here are just my pit crew, as he gestures to the other orange takers that are prepping this beast as they push it towards a small outlet that's exactly shaped for this kind of container.
And what are the odds on you tonight?
Let's see. I know I'm in favor to win, but it's only 2 to 5, 2 to 5, so not too great, not too high.
You know what? We've gone this far.
Might as well take a load off for a bit. Now somebody's got to rest up a little bit.
Ashton, can you
Looks like-
put?
Continue. I was just going to make a quip.
Ashton, my earnings.
Ah, yes.
Put it on you guys to win.
Oh, well, if that's... Oh god, burping. How you want... Not pencil, pen. If that's how you want to use your earnings, I will be more than happy to. As agreed upon, I believe it was 50?
50 credits each.
And I believe it was one food, one water, or it was a day. It was a days of food, water, and an air filter.
Yeah.
All right.
Worth of supplies with 50 credits to spare.
Would you like your credits now, or would you like me to put them on myself as well?
Yeah, I'll take them.
I would like mine, please.
All right. So he kind of dishes out a couple sticks of these sticks to you guys, as promised.
What?
So again, on your character sheets, guys, there is a option for credits. Type in 50 there, and you'll be good.
And how much food and water are we getting for today?
Enough for a day.
Unfortunately, I didn't carry that with us because
Yeah.
that's a
Well,
valuable commodity. So we'll have to head
Okay,
back
good.
to the warehouse to get that.
Okay.
Which means We gotta stay for the fights anyway.
Well, not true. You could always head back, and someone at the warehouse will help you out.
Yeah, but then I get to miss out on the lovely princesses.
Fair.
I got money riding on you, Ashton. You better fucking win.
Yeah, I'm taking my credits. So
Besides, I don't feel comfortable walking around with a half-injured friend who looks like they've just had a really shocking experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of which,
yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure you're just jealous that I have a robot crab on my head right now.
No, to be honest, I really don't care. I just think it's funny that you managed to shock yourself with it, being as how you claim to be the tech-savvy one of our little trio.
Yeah, you tell me how I'm supposed to understand a robot situation from down here. Most of this stuff doesn't just show up out of the blue. You don't? Do you think this stuff just is lying around here?
Of course not. You just claim to know so much. I would have thought a mistake like that would have been a lot less likely to happen.
I think you're just trying to poke fun at me
Yeah.
because you know.
Maybe a little bit.
Rainer, would you like to get over to a quieter corner and we can see if I can do anything about?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm gonna go find a seat.
All right, so you head upstairs and you find that the upper floors of this facility are very much alive with people kind of congregating and talking amongst each other. Eventually, you find your way to Ashton's seat box seats that he has. It's rather well set up, and as you enter, you find yourselves in a room lit by that same purple light that you'd seen earlier. And a lot of the people here have the same kind of glowy marks that you saw on Ashton.
And we do not.
I'm going to mutter under my breath to Noctis. I kind of feel like an itty bitty fish in a big fucking hook in here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so do I. So we're just gonna enjoy the shows and just try not to seem too out of place.
Can I like ask Ashton a question? If I haven't like left to the area. Is he like?
So before you guys head off, or before you head off,
Like,
you're still with him.
Yeah, Ashton. I got that dude. I got that dude's launcher. Would you or any of your crew be interested?
No, it's a fair prize for you to keep if you want. I've got no purpose keeping anything from the Yellow Jackals. Scrub Lords!
Alright. Just trying. At this point, I'm not sure. I'm trying to make either a quick buck or see what I can get from it.
I like this.
Well, it's probably not going to be as much as you'd think, seeing as that it's gang affiliated and probably biochemically locked to his genetic signature. But see what you can do with it.
Alright. I guess I'm gonna have to do some work with it then. It's gonna be a pain in the ass trying to get that all the way back.
Without doubt.
So I guess I'm gonna head up, but I'm just gonna like place the grenade launcher without ammo in it because whatever, because there's probably none in it. And I want to try like tinker with it to see like what exactly it is.
Alright, so you're tinkering with it, and you've discovered that it is biochemically locked to his genetic signature, just kind of dicking around with it for a while.
Okay.
Even if you tried to open up the chamber to load it, you can't get it to split.
Okay, so basically I would have to either bypass the biosignature or basically just like I'd basically have to bypass the biosignature.
It would require some work.
Like,
or pick up an arm that might have been blown off.
yeah, how long is that gonna work until it's just a dead arm
Long enough for you to relink it.
with the dead arm?
No, relink it to yours. I don't know. Just hypothesizing.
Yeah, who's the technology guy around here?
Speaking of which, EAC is hanging a little closer to Raynor and giving and actively trying to give Virgil a little bit more space. Like, I'm gonna say it's mostly subtle, but he is going closer to Raynor than.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sitting in the box seats, and assuming we weren't checked and had our weapons taken at the gate, just gonna.
I'm assuming that if any of us draw a weapon out in here, we're pretty much dead.
I'm not drawing it aggressively. I'm gonna draw it and just be looking over it. I mean, I don't have any way to stow it anyway.
So, as you guys were getting up here, you do notice that there's a lot of security kind of stationed around here. It looks like it'd be really hard to get anything
Oh, okay.
done successfully like that if you were trying to cause a ruckus.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna be looking over this cleaver because that cut a lot better than I thought it was going to cut. I want to check the sharpness of it, check the quality of the metal, maybe try to clean it up a little bit.
All right. I mean, this is not something that you're going to be able to successfully do a whole lot of here.
Oh, well, I figured that, but
On our way in, could I make a spot check to see if anyone's like really looking us over just because we're an oddity?
Well, besides your occasional glances of what would reasonably be high-ranking people, which again is apparently, which for you is completely an odd sight. You do catch glimpses of various gang members wearing their colors. Security is definitely keeping an eye on you. But anything more than that, you're going to need to make some perception checks for.
You mind if I roll a quick spot as we go to sit down?
Yeah, sure.
It's a 15.
15? So, you're not exactly catching too much attention. No one seems to really be carrying too much. Just the security guards keep doing their job. However, by the time you guys get seated and you're looking around, kind of sitting in one of the higher boxes, by himself, aside from a single female with him, you see what would best be described as an older gentleman, maybe late 70s, in a really nice suit, kind of watching from high above.
A suit that doesn't belong in this type of...
Far from it. Like, we're talking, if everyone was in normal everyday clothes, this guy is in goddamn p farthing money bags from fucking Monopoly.
Gotcha. Is he actively looking at us or just at the arena?
So as you're looking up at him, he does seem to be looking at the arena itself, but he does catch your eye for a second as you two catch eye contact. There's no malice or anything in the eye contact. He quickly ends up looking away, clearly not too interested in whatever he was seeing in you.
Good enough. I'm gonna prep for the fight and just be like, all right, well, I hope I win.
All right, so a few minutes roll on. The lights in the facility start to go down as floodlights light up the floor below. And you see a man kind of step out into the center. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Brass Angel. Neutral ground between all of us. Those of high caste, those of low castes. The gangs of the various corners. To the lowliest guests. We are here once again to watch a fight. Of bloodshed. Of tremendous strength. And at this, the crowd kind of starts making that anticipatory noise that you always hear in a arena type situation. Tonight we have two contenders. Ashton of the Orange Takers versus the Jackal of the Yellow Jackals. Competing tonight for territory and monetary wealth. From what I hear, there's a large bet that was placed on the Yellow Jackals. But from the looks of it, they're going to be sorely losing. As he says this, you see one of the gates slide open. Now, raise your hands together for the Taker. His image flickers out as you see this large gorilla-like beast beginning to crawl out from the pit, from the hole itself. It steps into the arena and roars. Its giant forearms covering its midsection. Looking at its face, you don't see a mouth until it lifts its arms up, rearing its chest towards the audience. You see its entire midsection is nothing but giant maw. And that's where the noise is coming from. And now, allow me to introduce the Jackal. The other side of the arena slides open. This really spindly, spider-like creature kind of skitters into the room. Stands on a pair of legs, rising to its full height, which is a little bit taller than the first. Its form is very thin. You see its arms, or each one of them ends in a single deadly-looking spike. Now, we fight to the death. As the two beasts lunge at each other. And quickly, it starts falling in favor of the Jackal. Its speed and nimbleness outmaneuvering the Taker. It's managing to deal quite a substantial amount of damage to it as it's ripping and shredding into this hulking form, but the Taker is not wavering. It looks to be biding its time. The spindly creature kind of takes a few steps back, kind of trying to judge why this is happening, why it's not being phased by its attacks. The Taker kind of numbly looks around as it reaches one hand out. In the blink of an eye, it's grabbed onto the head of this spindly beast and slams it into the ground. The crowd ignites with hoots and hollers. The spindly beast once again breaking free of the Taker's grasp, manages to put some distance between it and its hulking prey. Blood kind of spilling down from one of its eyes. It goes to make a leap at it, bearing all four of its needles towards the Taker. The Taker just lets it impale its limbs into it, as it just kind of looks at him, wraps its arms around him, and starts pulling him towards the maw, which opens up in a screaming, horrible face. It lands a good blow or good bite into the spindly one, tearing out a good portion of its midsection. It stumbles out of its grasp as the taker spits out what it had in its mouth. The spindly one takes a good slash at him and manages to tear off one of its arms. One of the taker's arms. And the taker reaches out with its still good arm, grabbing its other arm, and just brings it to bear against this creature, slamming pretty powerfully into it. The creature falters for a second. Its head and jaw kind of twisted at an odd angle. It snaps its head, not able to quite repair its jaw, but it snaps its head back into place as it kind of gets low and starts making its way for another attack. The taker, not bemused by it, brings the arm to bear one more time, slamming down into the top of his head, into the top of this creature, killing it. As you see blood just kind of spray out. And you guys are close enough to the splash zone that you guys do get hit with some of the blood. It's a green bile ichor.
Is there any way I can bring out my shield in time to, like, avoid that?
Make a reflex save.
I know I'm not gonna be able to make a reflex save, so I'm just covered.
I think I'm screwed too.
18.
You're able to get it up, but you still get a couple splatters on you. And it lets out a triumphant roar. Its arm still kind of dangling in its free hand. Blood just pouring down this creature's side. And the audience is just eating it up. The creature takes a hold of its prey and with its good hand as it drops its other hand, starts dragging it towards the cage it came out of, disappearing into its depths. The announcer returns. Well, that was quick, was it not? For those of you who put money upon the taker, congratulations, you're now that much richer. That much closer to getting out of 72. To those of you who put the money on the jackal, I'm sorry. You know the deal. Good luck. As once again his form flickers out, leaving the room to return to that purple light. And as people start to file out of the rooms, this fight took a good half hour. You realize.
So, I have got a very hidden but wide grin as I basically trot off going to try and find Ashton because I just want some money. I need to know how.
So, you find Ashton in the place, same area you left him as he kind of is regrouping with his men. Kind of congratulating everyone, it's that jovial, yay, we won kind of thing going on. As you see Taker back in that green tank being loaded back up. He sees you guys approaching. Ah! Welcome back.
That was a hell of a fight, Ashton. I didn't think that's what we were transporting, though.
Oh. I mean, I'm almost afraid to find out what you were thinking.
Yeah. I mean, when you're out here, you always...
Fair.
So, who do I go to talk to about the
About your payout?
Yes.
I've got it right here. As he holds up 2 sticks. I put down all 50 on Taker, like you said. So it pays out another 50. So here you go. Total 100 credits.
Thank you so much.
Don't go spending it all in one place.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Now,
And thus, a kid gains a gambling addiction.
Congrats, Ashton. You did really well out there.
like I said, I'm so very happy we actually made it this time. Last time we had a fight between the jackals. They did take out the fighter. Took us 2 years and all of Mino's time to get this one built.
So, what did you guys?
Say again?
What did you guys win?
Kind of looks around. Well, the best way to put it is about a third of the jackal's territory was won tonight.
Ooh.
I don't know how much that means to you, but to us, that's a good 4 or 5 city blocks. Now all under our control. Gonna have to get men out there to put on guard posts. But other than that,
Sounds like you're gonna be running short-handed at the main compound itself.
we haven't. We have more than enough to keep guard. But if you're looking to get another job, I'm sure I have something.
Perhaps in the future.
Again, that always depends on what you would be thinking of.
I'm sure I could think of something. But whenever you guys are ready, or whenever you guys get a chance to drop by the warehouse, I'll make sure to get you your food and water and the filters, as promised.
I think our plan is to follow back with you. At least that's mine.
Well, if that's the case, it's going to be a little bit. We still have some paperwork to do with the magistrate. Is what we call them. The rich asshole who owns most of the buildings down here in 72.
So, I heard something and I just kind of wanted to ask Ash.
Yeah?
Why did I get warned that, people were surprised that I came back and I wasn't eaten after meeting you?
He opens his mouth as if he was about to say something and then closes it. Clearly in thought for a moment. Well, I can't exactly say. It's very ambiguous. The people I have in my care, not entirely sane of mind, all of them. And a good few of them may or may not eat people, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, thanks for being cordial and treating us right. So
Look, I'm the head of the Orange Takers. I treat people who work for me fairly. More than I can say for those yellow assholes! As he kind of shouts down one of the hallways as he sees someone in a yellow shirt kind of moving about.
Yeah, gives Ashton a little thumbs up because he's like, yeah, I recognize this. I've been treated by you guys before. You guys were nice.
is there anyone that we should watch out for while we're here?
Well, best I would well here, no, you don't have to. This is again neutral ground. But if you're looking for anyone particular, you probably gonna have to keep an eye out for the for what's his face, the leader of the Yellow Jackals.
Yeah, the one with the grenade that just hopped in the sewers like a rat.
The one with the one arm who fell into the sewers. Not hopped, fell. I know a fall when I hear it. His name is Pax. I'm sure he's not going to be happy that you were helping us, but officially he can't do anything because you're not a part of the gang.
Officially, and yeah, gives little finger quotes here.
This is true. I mean, he can try to kill you. I'm not going to lie. Anyone can try to kill anyone down here. But currently, you are safe. Now, if you fall under my care, in my gang, I can guarantee your safety.
You said this is only neutral ground amongst the gangs, right?
As well as anyone who steps foot on here.
Oh, okay.
Anywhere in the Brass Angels turf this is all considered neutral ground. It's not an actual gang.
Because I was going to assume that with all things, there's a loophole. But it seems that loophole was quickly snuffed out. Which is good, because I really don't want a rocket launcher in my face.
Well, I can't promise that he won't come and hunt you down. That's all I'm saying.
Well, not here, at least.
Yes, not here.
So while they're busy talking, I'm gonna go back upstairs and just try and chat with some of the random people that seem less like they're gonna tear my head off.
Alright, so you find yourself in a pretty, for 72, above average kind of bar. It's a lot of people clearly wearing their best of their best in most cases. And go ahead and give me a gather information check.
Yay!
Could I have also gone with him to do also
I mean, yeah,
Said-
you can go up there and help.
together? Yeah.
21.
Yes.
21?
And you know what I'm looking for specifically. But
When I get a chance, I would like for EAC to turn to Rainer and start talking for him.
So, with the 21 gather information check, you're gonna gather a little bit of information. You manage to hear some things about a small strike team being formed to go and extract a high ranking target that they're looking for people to join the team. You also hear that that there's a couple heists being planned that you're not exactly sure where they're being planned at, as well as a few things about some of the higher up companies looking for people to not the word use is not the best term, but you gather it's going to be used as for tests.
Guinea pigs.
More accurate than not. Let's see. What else? You also hear a couple rumors, mostly a couple about the Orange Takers being a bunch of cannibals. Because that rumor just it's everywhere. And that there's and this is eventually after talking to a rather elderly looking gentleman who keeps telling you that he's roughly 300 years old, maybe 400.
There's no way.
Like, he is heavily augmented.
Okay, there's a possibility.
Like, I think you misunderstand how heavily augmented I'm referring to. But his body looks more machine than not.
He's basically in an iron lung.
Yeah, he's a living iron lung.
Okay.
But you eventually kind of settle down and talk to him, start up conversation. He tells you that he tells you this in hushed tones as he's in the back corner of a bar. Guy has his back pressed up against the walls. That this country, this military state you guys are currently living in, didn't used to be like this. That it seemed to all kind of just happen overnight. That one day it was normal, given that there was war and shit was happening, but one day it just kind of went full on 180. Everything's civilized and left only those of power in charge.
So basically a fairy tale.
Almost. And after a while, he kind of thanks you for putting up with him, and he buys you a couple drinks.
Yeah, because the 17-year-old sure should be drinking.
Bitch, he's like 400 years old. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah!
Tell him your age.
Drunk Virgil, let's go!
So, it's a few minutes after I notice Virgil is gone. I kind of say, or to Ashton, I go, so, what's the time frame you thinking?
Give us an hour or so to celebrate and pack him up in one of the cryo tanks down here. No
Meet you
use in
back
bringing
at
him
the-
back.
Meet you back at the pits, I guess?
Yeah, meet us back here in an hour. That's fine.
Alright, sounds good. And I'm gonna make my way up to the commons area
All right. So,
and begin my listening.
give me a gather information check.
That's a 21.
21. So, you're getting a lot of the same things that I had told Steven. But you're not quite catching that old fairy tale one from the Iron Lung Man. Instead, while you're talking, you bump into this man who's extremely well dressed. Kind of looks you over and, oh no, what is this?
Do I recognize the face of this man?
Make an intelligence check.
That's a unnatural 20.
You're not entirely familiar with him, but to the best of your recollection, this man is probably one of the heads of the companies. See something, right? Yeah, something like that. You're thinking this as he's looking you over. Well, he sticks his hand out. To what do I owe this pleasure, Noctis?
This pleasure's all mine as I extend my hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure you don't recognize me. My name is Camberlin.
Right. Camberlin. I remember that.
I'm the
Sorry about
magistrate of
bumping into you.
72. If you're that confused on who I am.
Oh. Again, I apologize for bumping into you.
Oh, it's no big deal. Your father had warned me about your circumstances, so I'm well aware of why you're here. But to see you in one of these pit fights, that's confusing. I thought you were more of a straight and narrow kind.
Well, you're in the situation I'm in. You do your best to blend in.
Fair, but most people don't find their ways here unless they know someone who is here.
I may have been working for some supplies.
He kind of nods a little bit. Ah, I see. Well now, is it not an interesting fight?
Yes, it was. It was very interesting.
Oh, indeed it was. Listen, if you're ever looking for a job, don't be afraid to look me up. As he produces a card. You don't see him pull it out of anywhere. He just flips it out. Don't be afraid to look me up.
Alright, I'm getting some real creepy vibes from this guy. I wanna insight check the crap out of this dude.
He's a rich dude.
I'm well aware that he is
You-
a rich dude.
You don't trust the tops. That's how they get you. They put you all in the fancy
sick.
clothes.
I'm believing it. Every bit of it.
You're eating this up. Just the fact of someone who's rich, who is of power, similar to your case.
Recognizes my shit
just
that I've gone through.
Yes, it's this recognition that's getting to you, and it's making you feel these warm and fuzzies inside.
I'm gonna take the card.
I look forward to our next meeting. As he finishes saying that, a woman kind of comes over carrying 2 glasses of some kind of fluid. Not entirely sure, as it's clear, but the top layer of it is this thin green coating. Like there's a centimeter of thin green coating, and the rest of it's clear. Unfortunately, I have to call this short.
Of course. I'm sorry for the...
It's no intrusion at all. Please do come and see me sometime. I would enjoy it. He says as he starts walking off, talking to this woman.
I'm gonna step out of their way, and I'm gonna eye him leaving until I eventually lose him in the crowd.
It doesn't take you too long.
Yeah. I'm gonna shake that off and try to listen more about that. Here, try to pinpoint more on the, pinpoint more into the, God, he's got me all kinds of messed up now. The extraction of the high-ranking individuals that rumor thread.
All right, so you come to the. You give me another gather information check as you're trying to locate this more particular one.
That one.
That one was
14.
14. So you're kind of listening around and you find someone who's talking about it, and you ask them where they got their information. They kind of point you down towards another set of individuals. He's like, I heard them over talking about it. I was talking to them a little bit ago. I'm sure they'd be willing to give you more information than I have. You head over to them, and you find that it's an extraction kind of put into place on on someone named Mace Eng. Maseagan. It's some kind of extraction to obtain this person's being, but you're not entirely sure who's orchestrating it or whereabouts to sign up for it. It's about this time that you do see Virgil talking to the man of the Iron Lung, with some kind of drink in his hand.
Yeah, I'm going to do a slight bow and say, thank you for the information. And I'm going to make my way over to Virgil.
Would you like me to make a port check?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
7.
That's a super old dude giving a young dude some drinks. I'm getting some real bad vibes from this.
Alright, so good news and bad news.
Oh dear.
Some really high-powered shit. Until you take a long rest, you're going to be taking 9 points of Constitution drain until your next long rest.
9.
9.
Ow.
He's made of metal. What do you think he drinks? He probably drinks like pure alcohol.
Ted, do you know how much
drinks motor
Constitution I have left?
He drinks
3?
motor oil.
I have 1.
Oh, so you're unconscious. You can't move.
As you get close to him, Noctis, you see that what he's drinking is this clear liquid with a thin green layer at the top.
Oh,
And
Please
as
don't let
he
it be
downs it,
God.
his face just turns this shade of fucking pale. You've never seen this on a human being, as every drop of blood seems to dry up in his body simultaneously. And he just gets fucking shit-faced that quickly. Like, he's fucking talking out his ass about how he's going to fight everyone in this room
Come on, big
with
guy.
his hands tied behind his back.
Yeah, come on, big guy.
I can do it! I can do it!
We're going home.
The man in the
Yeah.
iron lung kind of waves goodbye. He says, "I like talking to you."
It's nice meeting you, sir. Have a good.
Thanks, old timer. And I'm gonna do my best to keep Virgil contained all the way back to.
Make a strength check.
Give me a God, what would be something that works with this one? Give me a
Ted,
grapple
I was
check?
trained in riot control. Come on now.
Give me a handle animal check.
with a +5 because you're used to dealing with drunk people because you're trained in.
With the +5 for the riot control.
Wow. All right. That's a 12.
So you're doing your best. He's kind of lashing out at people, and he steals a couple more drinks as he's walking through.
I'm gonna take those out of. I'm gonna say.
No.
I'm just gonna take them and put them on a passing server's tray as they're walking by.
So it takes you a little bit, but you get him down to the meeting place.
Yeah.
What's everyone else going to do in this meantime?
So
Wow.
yeah,
All right.
Turn to Rainer, and I'm assuming that this is before everything
This
else.
is as all that's happening. Yes.
I know, as they were like wandering off because we haven't done anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're going
Yes,
back to
I have
you.
a question or Iak has a question for Rainer, and he's gonna like turn to you and immediately ask it. So about that robot, is it a spy or something?
Yeah. Sorry, could you say that again? You see Rainer kind of looking at the rocket launcher, trying to like muttering something. Yeah. Sorry, could you say that again?
Your crab robot electricity thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it watching us? Because I think I saw something earlier, but I don't.
I mean, I haven't ordered it to do anything. I haven't told it to do anything, so I don't think it's been watching us. I mean, I pull out the remote and I'm like, has the robot been doing anything? I haven't ordered it.
You haven't turned it on.
I mean, yeah. I'm like, yeah, no. I just basically have it around.
Oh, okay. So it can't be watched to other people once you. Gross.
It can't.
So
It
it's
can't.
not giving a live.
From what I understand, it has a certain amount of charge that it recovers during the day or through certain actions. That if it's full of charge, it can do stuff. Or if it's full on electricity stuff, it can emit the electricity. Now, I found a metal orb that seemed technological, but it's kind of hard to know that a metal orb is going to turn into a giant crab robot from first glance.
And the electricity knocked you on your ass.
Yeah. Because I had the orb at the side of my pants, which and my pocket's gone. So I'm gonna have to get that fixed. Yeah, basically, it was on the side of my hip, and I just got blasted. Didn't realize it was gonna happen. I don't know why. Some dude from that gang had a remote for one of these things and just placed it somewhere. I guess it was for trying to observe the movements of the stuff.
Make a intelligence check.
I mean,
Can I make one as well?
No, we're gonna give it to Luke on this one.
19.
Understood.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that most of the that they were watching you through this camera. You just when you happen to stumble off to the side to take care of your own business, that you happen to kind of happen upon it and pick it up.
Mm. All right. Yeah, it was probably used for some reconnaissance or something. It actually could be pretty useful. I'm just gonna need to figure it out. I'm getting a little preoccupied. I want to try to get this launcher, unlocked.
Understandable. I'll back off as soon as I.
Way before I do anything like that.
Can I ask one more quick question to you before we get into?
Sure. I mean, I'm right here.
I mean, you were just making such a fuss about the book. I figured that having a spy robot might be a little bit weird. Are you sure that thing's not going to come on and, do something?
I kind of pull out a remote and I go, it's not on right now. If someone takes the remote, then maybe you have something to be concerned about. I'm going to probably give it a more thorough look when I have more, tools or things I can use. Maybe at some other place other than here.
More time. Understandable.
I mean, we are probably going to be leaving in about like 50 minutes, so I don't think I have enough time to do the two things I want. And just based on the fact of how small this thing is, I don't think it doesn't have any bio lock-in or any orders, at least to what I understand. However, I haven't checked it fully. Probably I'll be doing that later.
No
Back
worries.
to my
I'm
question.
curious. Sure.
Back to
ask
my
away.
question. So that whole grabby hands animal thing.
Yeah.
I'm
just sitting there watching you, waiting for you to actually ask something.
I'm just gonna be perfectly honest here, because everyone else has kind of looked at you otherwise. Am I gonna have to worry about Am I gonna have to worry about something you've done?
I mean, words.
You don't have to say anything, just yes or no, because at this point, you also kind of showed yourself in a crowded area. You didn't do anything wrong, so to say, but you did kind of beat up a dude in the middle of the street.
He launched a rocket at me, and I am totally going for the self-defense angle.
Yeah, but people may not find that. But people might be like, you're also kind of this thing.
And that's fine. They can drag me kicking and screaming. Honestly, if life wants to kill me, then I just have to give it a proper fight. And let me be honest, this form is not a proper fight. Drives me half mad. How do you guys only work with...
I'm just saying. I'm hoping that this doesn't come. I'm hoping that, as you haven't really answered,
I
Do you
can't
have any?
promise how other people will react.
no,
I can
no,
only
no.
promise how I will react.
No. Have you? Is there anything I need to worry about based off of that?
As far as I know, nothing is chasing me. As far as I know, I haven't currently invoked the wrath of anything that is trying to actively kill me yet. Let's be fair.
So I
Actually, excuse me, let me rephrase that. I have not currently invoked the wrath of anything trying to kill me at this moment.
I kind of lean in and I get real close and like, I don't know much about what you are. I'm sorry I'm saying that. But you haven't, had a snack on somebody, have you?
Oh, no. I eat normal.
Okay. I kind of just pull out and like, that's all I need to hear. And if I learn something otherwise, well, you told me a lie, and that's enough evidence for me to punch you.
Completely understandable. Although, I can't promise I'm not lying about that, but I understand. So,
I mean,
what's this doohickey?
which one?
The rocket launcher. I heard something about it being locked.
So, a grenade launch like this could go for some creds. The problem is that it's biosignature locked to that guy. We got him. Who dropped it, who you kind of kicked into the sewer.
Look, he rolled in. It wasn't my fault. I was trying to make sure he wouldn't roll anyway.
I put my hand up and like, it doesn't matter. He's gone. This was his. And now I'm trying to find a way to take it and make a profit out of it.
Good.
So, to that, I have a question for you.
Yeah, Rainer?
No, I'm talk out of game.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, so Ted.
Yeah.
What would I need to do to override the biosignature or unlock it and have it registered to an unregistered user? That could be made at a different time.
Give me a craft electronic check.
Okay. So we went through combat. You know what? I'll spend 2 action dice on this. So, because I am trained in craft electronic. Ooh, okay. Okay. So that's a 29 on a craft electronic.
So you have the idea that you could probably short out the safety mechanism pretty effectively if you could expose it to a decent amount of electricity. Or if you completely unassemble the unit, you could just completely remove the offending security device. And I mean, this is going to take you all of the day to fucking disassemble properly.
Right. And so now my other question, after rolling this, how much does Snips has already used his
It's on charge right now, yes.
It's uncharged. What exactly would I need to do to get it fully charged once more?
Basically plug it into an electrical outlet.
Did you remember to bring your micro USB cord?
Did you flick it on and off?
Okay.
Basically, you just have to charge it up.
Okay. Can I attempt to charge it up? I'm assuming, does it come with a charger, or am I going to have to, like, scrounge one around?
No, it didn't come with a charger, as you found it in an alleyway.
Fair.
Okay. No, there's no place to charge it around here.
Okay. So, well, Oh, I'm gonna need two different things here. All right. So, can I make a technology roll to see what kind of charger this would be?
Sure.
Because, that's kind of important. I'll spend my last action dice on it, actually. Until there's another combat. Because we're all going out 1 o'clock. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That wasn't good. That's a 12.
Yeah.
Nothing right now.
You're fairly certain a standard charging dock will charge it. However, you don't have one of those.
And
You don't know where to find one of those. And they're kind of expensive.
Figures. Okay. So I have two things that I don't have any means to fix them, but I know how to fix them, unless I want to disassemble this entire gun, which I'm not going to be able to do for the duration of the day.
Sounds about right.
May I ask a question about it, or am I not allowed?
I mean, it's a kind of free country.
I just wanted to know if you could possibly use that little spy robot to charge the other thing, like how a laptop can sometimes charge a phone, even though you still have to have like the USB drive charger, but you don't always need the wall charger.
I mean, the robots without charge.
Yeah, but like eventually when it does, because it gets charged by walking, right?
Yeah, but it's not walking at the moment, and I believe it's in a ball at the moment, right?
You have to turn it on to
Yeah, you've been leaving it off.
charge.
Yeah, but it's also.
That's
I know
its
it's
only
not a
other way.
I'm just asking if it's a possibility.
The only other way is to actually have it following you as, alive.
And does it have enough charge after expending that taser blast to start walking around?
Yeah, it can still move.
Okay. I guess I was under the impression it didn't have that.
It basically, if it moves for a full day, it'll have enough to set off the charge.
Yeah, I remember that. I was under the impression that it still needed a charge to move.
No, the actuators that run its mechanical form are different than the electronic discharge
The electronic
unit.
pulse. Okay. Alright. Well, I mean, it could probably charge itself after a day. Doesn't help me with the gun situation now, though. Helps me in about a day or two.
Yeah, shrugs, like seemingly having no other input to offer.
Actually, it's actually pretty good that I can actually charge itself like that. If it couldn't, it'd be pretty much a walking piece of metal without any purpose. Well, none. Just whatever. I'm assuming that those rolls were only 30 minutes. I didn't really do much.
I'll give you a couple more things to do.
Okay. So the grenade launcher itself. One of the things that Ashton said was that it was covered in gang insignias.
Mm-hmm.
Is this spray paint? Is this carved into it? Is this
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Okay.
It's fucking bright yellow.
Okay.
Best way to describe it would be a Borderlands weapon.
I mean, I figured. It's just I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way to, not make it bright yellow. But the only way I could think of that would be buying some spray paint or something like that. And I have no fucking idea how much spray paint costs in this universe.
probably be a DC 10 wealth check.
Yeah. Gonna be a bitch getting that thing through. Alright, well, at the current moment, I'm not willing to make that DC roll at the moment.
Well, you're
also
not
kinda-
exactly in a position to make that roll anyway.
Yeah. So I think what I'll do is I'll kind of just like I'll take the gun. Or I'll like walk up to like if Ashton and them are kind of like doing their stuff. And I'm assuming there's like a bunch of stuff around their area, right?
It's
Actually,
not exactly anything you were familiar with.
well, no, I was thinking I was just gonna like, hey, I'm gonna leave the launcher with you guys, and then I was gonna wander off, see what's going on around in this area.
I mean, they don't touch it. They don't. Wherever you put
Yeah.
it, that's where it's sitting.
Right. I kind of just put it amongst their stuff. I put it amongst some stuff because the other one's gonna be, whose stuff is this? And I'm like, that's the thing I looted.
Okay, so what are you gonna do?
Okay. Can I just, I just want to like take a look around. This is, I guess, like look for people if that's a thing. Try to see some people, maybe like techno savvy people. Try to learn a thing or two.
Give me a gather information check.
Oh boy, one of my least effective skills possible. Yeah, that's a 6, so probably no.
Yeah, you're not finding anyone that's you deem of equal intelligence or tech savvy in here.
Hmm.
And most of it's biomechanical in nature, so you're not exactly familiar with it.
Yeah, that's kind of past my pay grade. You need to know organics as well as mechanics. That's one too many things. All right, well, I'm just gonna say I've spent all that time doing that,
All right, Star.
and
While Raynor is wandering around, Iek is kind of following him kind of tangentially, and I guess I'll just, I don't know, do a gather information check as he's just wandering.
All right. It got really quiet for a second there. Hello.
Too much help.
Hello?
I got a 6. So,
All right, 6. Yeah, you're not getting too much. So, after about what feels like an hour, you guys regroup. And you're sitting there waiting for Ashton. Eventually, he comes down, carrying some small book underneath his arm. And he looks you guys over. Well, you ready to go?
then ready for one.
So, yeah, somebody had a little bit too much to drink.
Great. It was a good night.
Hope it wasn't any of that venom stuff.
Clear liquid with a green film on top.
That would be it.
Yeah, that was it.
Ooh, rough.
Yeah. Poor kid's gonna be out for a bit.
Yeah, it's an underestimate, though.
How do I walk without feet?
Are there any other
Good
side
luck.
effects to this?
Well,
And
possible addiction. Let's see. Going through the things I remember about this stuff. Possible addiction. You're not going to want to see it when it finally works its way out of his system. Good portions are you're going to act a lot faster. And anytime you bite somebody, you're going to pass that same shit along.
Oh dear
At
goodness.
least until it works its way out of your system.
You're just gonna hear him clack his teeth, laughing.
Yeah, so don't let him bite you.
All right.
Can I look around to see a piece of
No.
cloth? Like, can I look around to see like a random piece of cloth on the ground?
I'm gonna take off the bandana.
Ashton, I offer my services as a medic for the night if we are allowed to bunk down at some point in, I don't know, a room or something.
I
Or
would
just-
rather not you get bit as well.
I just don't want him going out and about in this state.
I don't think any of us do. I'm sure he thinks
I
he's
mean,
doing great, but he's probably.
there's always this solution. We could gag him. But I feel like that's a little bit abusive. I'm gonna retie the neckerchief and just hope.
Are we going home, man?
Yeah, you
I'm
could
hungry.
just. Yeah. Mm.
Look, we all know that he needs watching over. Ashton just said that it's gonna be not pretty when it works its way out of his system, and my doctor instincts do not let me leave a patient unattended.
Why don't
Yeah.
you just take him to Milo's?
I suppose I could offer him some extra help with that.
We gotta get back first.
So then, how about
We start headed back.
one of you get on the crates with him, and you sit with him, and try not to get bit, so you're having some drunk powwow with the two of yous. And then we, figure things out from there. We have to get back and get stuff first. There's no use worrying about what's going to happen if you don't actually get there.
Point, Rainer. Noctis, would you like to take passenger seat?
Sure.
Appreciated.
As I heft the big meat cleaver onto the box, or the little cart, I guess, now that we're driving, because apparently we're now taking the thing back. I was pretty sure we were walking the whole way.
You guys are walking.
Okay, I have the robot out.
So
So
I'm just gonna keep one arm around Virgil and just kind of ushering him along.
Alright, so as you guys head back, I need 3 perception checks from each of you.
What's my negative, Ted?
Minus 10?
Minus yes.
Minus yes.
Ooh, those are some bad perception rolls.
I'm pretty vigilant right now.
16, 14, and 9.
Oh, you ain't gonna believe this. Okay. -2. -6. Nat fucking 20 for a 14.
-2, -6, net 20.
No, it's -2, a 6, and then a nat 20 for.
Oh, so -2, 6, net 20. Yeah, I said 3. Luke.
So 9, 7, and 2.
Jesus.
I have some. I think I have some negatives on my character sheet that I
Kyle?
don't think are supposed to be there.
17, 20, not natural, and 11.
And Star.
11, 14, and 9.
And 9?
Yeah, 9.
Alright, so for the most part, you guys aren't really spotting a whole lot. It's getting way early in the morning as you pass a couple of the electronics clocks that you every now and then see kind of rising up through the fog banks. It's roughly like 4 in the morning. But you guys make it through. You pass by where the original original the original MP blockade was set up, and there's no one around right now. Everyone's kind of winding down. The only people you're really seeing are the prostitutes and people of the night that are still going about their business as per the norm of their trade. It isn't until you guys get close to the warehouse districts that Virgil takes a spill, and he quickly darts off behind an alley. And I don't mean dart as much as a stumble too. But he gets behind an alley, and all of you hear the retching coming from him. And those of you who really, it's just Kyle, Star, you're kind of hearing it, but you're not looking at this moment. But
I'm not paying attention.
Kyle looks at it, and it's this pure, like, crystalline vomit he's throwing up right now.
Ew.
He's throwing up literal shards of glass.
Mixture of like tears.
Yeah, not pretty.
As he starts to kind of calm down from the vomit, he kind of collapses a little bit.
I'm gonna catch him.
I need to make a reflex save to like
and
keep
just
him.
I'm just gonna catch him, and if it still feels like he's gonna continue to fall, I'm just gonna gently just lay him down.
He seems to have gotten a good amount of his coordination back. He's still very weak seeming right now.
Yeah.
And
I'm just gonna say, hey man, just rest. I'll get you the rest of the way.
it's in that time when you're kind of sitting there half cognizant of the world around you and half fucked beyond belief that you see a small object kind of half pressed into a space behind this dumpster, pressed between the wall and between the wall and itself. And you reach out and you grab it. You kind of pocket it without looking too much at it.
Natural instincts. Ooh, shiny. I want that.
Pretty much. It's that nat 20 at work.
Hey.
So you guys make it back to the warehouse.
And I will like fireman's carry the kid if I have to.
It kind of resorts to that after a point. I mean, he's still throwing up fucking shards of glass. It's really not pleasant, as you're kind of more having to not fireman carry him as much as it is point him in a direction away from people.
I'm just making gun noises and just pretending to cock him. No, I'm kidding.
Well, now here's the question: does his projectile vomit do damage?
It does, if you point it at somebody.
By the way,
Is that what you're asking?
you are hearing him like in real amounts of pain. He's actually crying, just like.
Oh man, I feel so bad, but I know there's nothing I can do. I can't knock you out.
Let me put it this way: if you get hit by one of those, it's a D12 of poison damage,
Oh my God.
Oh jeez, please
Holy
no.
and you have to roll a Fortitude save or take the effects of the venom.
Yeah. I'm just gonna point him away and just kind of
There.
just do my best to keep him walking and with us.
I feel like if that's the case, literally everyone down here should be like puking this green crystal. Like we should go into an alleyway and be like, "Bleh," and like, crystals forming on the walls and like.
You see, it's a controlled substance to be used under supervision.
I also had a really, really bad fort check.
Also that.
Really bad fort check.
Noctis, make sure that you wipe the hair out of his eyes when you get the chance.
Duh. every few minutes, I've been going by and wiping the hair out of his eyes.
Iek is just kind of hovering over, wanting to do
Yeah.
crud, but knowing that.
Can you just give me some space? Like, seriously,
Okay.
chill. I got this. Don't worry.
So as you guys get into the warehouse, or get to the warehouse, Ashton kind of looks to you. You guys can bed down here or get your supplies and head off.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are free
Appreciate
to. I'm not gonna let Virgil go alone without supervision tonight.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Can I help?
I mean, sure, but we're gonna be betting here.
Yes. I just want to help where I can.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be heading out myself. How about we meet at that junk stores of Milo's sometime later tomorrow?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, just do that.
Let's
I'm
not
gonna-
set a time because who knows how long I'm gonna sleep after today.
Who knows how long this is gonna last? You said it's a day, but I mean,
Yeah, I'm not gonna let him go without supervision all that for very long at all.
and to be perfectly honest, too many people around him's probably gonna make things worse.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not the best with people, so it's probably best if I just took the things and just.
I'm gonna extend a hand out to Rainer. Just go. Oh, and by the way, I hope my jokes aren't that offensive to you. It's all in good fun.
I've heard worse. Believe me, I've lived out here for so long. People start expecting things of you and being like, "Oh, you can fix this back to tank with your 2 gears and an air filter. No problem. I'll give you that." Sorry, I'm sorry. It doesn't mean anything. I get it. People joke. You're fine.
Can you fix an air tank with 2 filters and 2 gears?
No.
No.
Here was hoping.
If you could find a man that has 2 gears, probably from like a toaster or something, and like an air filter, and there's a hole in the re-chamber, whatever they're called, and you can fix that, you're probably techno Jesus. I'm sorry, I ain't no techno Jesus. Not yet.
Anyway.
You're gonna
Iek
hear
snaps his fingers.
So,
Virgil lean off to the side, puke and go, am I dead yet?
Not yet. Trust me, I know.
Oh. Anyway. Be safe. Be safe, Rainer.
You as well. Try not to, catch the green shod sickness.
Yeah.
Venom.
If I could find a safe way to handle it, we might be able to weaponize this with your grenade launcher. Not gonna lie.
Oh.
You do realize that would take a containment unit of some kind that could be launched as a grenade, and then it would have to have a discharge amount of some explosive, and then you'd be basically poisoning everything in that vicinity. I don't know what's worse, poisoning people like that to green shod puke or not. If you want to collect a bucket of this stuff, go for it.
I mean, find a safe way to transport it first.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest. If this stuff was any kind of common, I'm sure there's some people out there that have drank in this so much that they just kind of don't get fazed by it. It's a good thought, though. And believe me, if I had the materials, maybe it would be done. But I don't have them right now.
Had a rough day.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna go get my stuff. You'll go take care of Virgil. And I'm assuming Yak over here is gonna go help. So you
I hope so.
So you three be safe. And to be perfectly honest, I don't want to know what's gonna happen with my my robot over here if that stuff gets hit on it. I don't want to be expelling this stuff and the electricity. That sounds
Try
like
not to die.
You
And, keep out of range of any robots expelling this and electricity. Or just electricity in general.
I'm like, so, Noctis, can you do me a favor and just point Virgil off to the side so I can step over the junk and get some, stuff?
I aim Virgil away.
So you collect your stuff and head back to the junkyard.
Alright.
Go ahead, since this is the end of the day, you're taking a long rest after this. Go ahead and reduce your food by 4, your water by 4, and reduce yourself by 1 filter.
Okay. So I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was ever told, but how much did those filters that we got from Milo cost each? How much were they? Because you never
One.
truly...
They were 1.
Okay. So I'm good for the air. I believe I got whatever from whatever the supply was for. So
it's for
that
a
was
day.
for,
That's 3.
That's 3. So I'd be short 2. So I'd be making 2 saves.
You'll be 2 saves, 1 for water, 1 for food.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is because of the activity we had today.
Yes, that's why it's increased by 1, because you've spent all day plus most of the night up.
I understand. I'm not disagreeing with you, Ted. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm letting you know this. Know why.
Okay. First save for the food.
15 plus 1, so 16.
Yeah,
That's an 18.
So it's an 18 save?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't make it.
Alright, so you take 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay, so... And the second save...
Also an 18.
I passed that one, so
All right.
I take 1 level of exhaustion.
Yep. So, with the 1 level of exhaustion, you will be requiring 1 more food at the end of a day. So from now on, you'll be taking 1 or 4 food per day, unless you clear up the until you consume enough food to clear up the exhaustion.
Okay.
So which requires you to eat 2 more units of food.
Okay.
All right. So that's the end of your day.
Actually, speaking of supplies, did we ever get them from Ashton? Or
Yes, you get
Yes.
3 food, 3 water, and 1 filter.
And 1 filter. Okay, thank you.
Of poor quality.
So basically that filter's gone for the day.
Poor quality
And,
is 2 units.
Oh, it's 2 units?
Yeah,
Okay.
so it'll be poor, then broken, then useless.
And then Milo gave us just a 1 charge one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A broken filter.
And you said it was 3 food, 3 water, and 1 filter.
Of poor quality, which is 2 uses.
Jeez.
Yes, but what we are taking off of our sheets. It's
So-
3 water, 3 food, and then
4
1
water,
for-
4 food, and 1 filter.
Thank
Due
you.
to the activity today.
Alright. So, again, that goes for all of you. If there's anything else that needs to be done, if not, we're going to call it for the day here.
I just want to make sure that it's been stated that EAC is keeping up vigil with Virgil and basically watching over him to make sure that he doesn't, I don't know, slip into a cat.
Do any of you
Catatonic
guys
state.
need to make? Do any of you guys need to make saves?
Yes.
I'm actually square.
Okay.
How many are you
Same.
missing, Luke or Kyle?
because if it's expenditure of 4 for food and water, I only missed the 1 because we're given 3 units.
So your DC
So-
is 17.
Yeah, and I passed both.
All right. So you're good. You stave off the exhaustion and the
And if you want to know totals, it's an 18 for the
food.
food and like a 24 for the water.
Very good.
So, the only thing I'd like to do after everything is said and done, and I'm more or less cornered off to a room, in between puking, I'm gonna put my shield back up around me, just be left alone, just like left alone in my. So every time I feel like I'm gonna puke, I'm gonna put it down. Every time I'm like fine, it's
All right. So you take care of yourself over the night, and with that, we will call the session for the end of the day. We've ran a little bit over the first 2 episodes. Maybe this will be the normal time. I don't know. But until the next time, this has been The Webs We Weave, a Bleach D20 cyberpunk game, and we hope to see you return next time around. Good night.
Adios, amigos.
Later.
Have a good night, all.
Blah.